that we may always walk in the path of justice, love and charity to one another. Help us by grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen. Amen. Welcome all of you to our session today. This is the hearing room of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition, where we hear and listen to all the petitions that come to us from all groups and credits of the Federation. Before I start, I will yield to my colleague to introduce himself.
Mr. Chairman, members of our secretariat, distinguished Nigerians, my name is Shoaib Folake Sadisu. I am Senator representing the Central Senatorial District. I'm from Ogun State. I'm a member of this committee. You're welcome.
And I'm Senator Neda Emaswine. I represent Edo South Senatorial District. I'm the chairman of this committee. As we progress, many of us distinguished senators will be coming in. They are all engaged in one or two other things, either in plenary still going on as we speak, or some other committees. But as you probably witnessed, some of them came in and signed and left, but they will come back again. But so that we don't keep you here more than is necessary, we will start with our hearings. And as they join us, we'll introduce them and then the proceedings will continue. Again, excuse the fact that we are starting late. It's never what we do deliberately, but it's because of the demands of duty on each and every one of us senators on a daily basis. So that's why we are a bit late. Like it says, other senators are somewhere else, either in the chambers as plenaries to continue or in some other committees that are already sitting. And so I welcome you again, and I will, without further ado, to ask the clerk to please call on the first case.
Distinguished Chairman and members of the committee, the first case today is between Mr. Chuma, Chigbo, as the Minister of State Development, establishing the second scheduling of the matter. The second scheduling of the matter. The first scheduling, the petitioner Chuma Chigbo appeared and met the petition case. Minister of State Development is not sure, so they are invited to appear today for this committee.
Is Mr. Chuma Chigbo here? Yes, sir. Please. So this is the second year. What happened the first time?
The first one, the petition appeared. The Minister of State Development.
Did you send them a letter?
Yes, sir. On the 2 occasions.
Send it to
the letter on the occasions.
Let put them on the record. Just ask them questions.
Hi, Chuma Chigbo. I, Chuma Chigbo, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before the distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I, Jennifer Chigbo, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Barrister A.A. Muhammad, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you so very much. I understand that the Ministry of State Development, its representative is not here. And I also recall that when you came before, on this same matter, they were not here. Okay, we are deciding to hear you and begin to make a record of it. Rather than telling you to go again, don't say anything and expect the Ministry of State Development to come. I don't know why they're not here, but I believe that they ought to be here. Clerk, said there's a letter from them. State Development. There's a letter from them.
No, it didn't.
No, okay. Now, they are not here, and they have not sent any representative nor a letter to tell us why they're not here. So we are not going to wait. We're going to hear you and continue with the case. They will join us at any point before we come to some sort of resolution. Are you represented by the council?
Sir?
Are you represented by the council?
Yes.
Okay, so is the council here?
I'm the director and the council too.
And it's what?
This is one of the directors.
You is one of the directors?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this is the legal advisor to the company.
Okay. All right. Before you start, like I said before, as we continue our distinguished brothers and sisters coming in figures, and so we have one of our distinguished senators here. I'll give to him to introduce himself.
Thank you, my chairman. Distinguished senators. Village Akinyoola, representing Delta Central. Thank you.
So, tell us why you're here. Make a case. Just tell us why you're here.
Okay, sir. I just want to do small observation. Like, I wrote that this matter is between Chugbo and Ministry of Mines. That's the observation.
Between
Chugbo Services Nigeria Limited and Ministry of Mines. I'm Chuma, one of the directors, and she is one of the directors as well. So I was thinking it's going to be between Ministry of Mines and Chugbo Services Nigeria Limited.
So what are you amending? Are you amending the caption to read?
Yes, I have already written. Yes.
So that observation means we have to write down that the country is still development.
No, let's continue.
Huh?
No, we can continue.
No, we'll continue, but we have to write that there's proper practice. We probably will not respond to this and saying that we don't know who this person is.
We know.
That's because yes, they know you as a Chuma, but you are the business is between your company and them. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
And so you and your company are two different things. That you are two different entities in law. Council, am I correct?
Very well, sir.
So
but sorry, sir, we have written earlier. The other day we appeared, we have made that correction. So we wouldn't know where the
all right. But in any case, what I'm stating is that the letter you're going to write to State Development should carry the caption, that is, the parties, the correct parties, which is the company versus State Development. All right, did they give you the change? please see the clerk and give us a proper name. Do it now, please. One of you should do it now with him. All right. So, who's speaking for us? Who is speaking for?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Go ahead.
Off it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Please sit down.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and the members of the Senate Committee. My name is Jennifer Ngozi Chukwudi, and I'm here representing my company, Chukwudi Services Nigeria Limited. I'm one of the directors of Chukwudi Services Nigeria Limited, and this matter is a matter of an unjust denial of my company's the approval given to us for the dead stock iron concentrates at National Iron Ore Mining Company, since 2019. It happened that we had an opening for the sale of dead stock iron concentrates at the National Iron Ore Mining Company. My company wrote a letter to the sole administrator that we are interested in buying the iron ore, dead stock iron concentrates in the wagons at Nyongbo. Then in our letter, we included there the price, we proposed the price that we will buy the dead stock materials, that is per metric tons. Then we were told that a committee was to be set up, and it's after the committee that the resolution for the price, the quality, and all will come up, and they will communicate us. Then after the committee was constituted, which of course the sole administrator at that time, Mr. Chinyere, was a member of the committee, and then after which the resolution came that they were going to sell to us at the rate of 3,500 naira per ton. And only if we agree on this that the approval was going to be given to us. Then considering every other thing, we agreed, and an approval was given to us. Then after that approval, that was in 2019, we opted to pay for the sum of the materials in cash, but they told us that we were going to pay through a remitter account which they were going to give to us. Then we waited to pay that money, but the account was never given to us, and we're like asking them for the account number for us to pay in the proceeds, but it was never given to us. Later on, we were told that they were no longer going to sell because that they were going to use that materials as sample. But the committee that was constituted in analyzing everything about the materials was the committee on the sale of unserviceable items, and that was actually what we asked for to purchase. Now, this unserviceable item, dead stock material, is listed amongst the unserviceable item, and it's an item that is like scrap. It's an item that is, to them, is no longer serviceable, and they need to dispose it. So they never told us that this item was not going to be sold to us when they constituted this committee and awarded us that approval. So up till now, that approval has not been given to us. I mean, for us to pay and to take this material has not been given to us. So there has been a lot of back and forth and frustration, and in fact, in one of the occasions when the managing director, that is Mr. Chuma was coming to Abuja because of this same matter, he was involved in an accident, which almost, if not by God's grace, his life would have been lost. But he had serious injuries, and which made him incapacitated for almost 6 months. He was on clutches, and his legs were on casts. And this also, we communicated the ministry concerning it. And we said, notwithstanding this, that we are ready to pay for these materials. All the letters that were duly acknowledged by the ministry are all in this petition filed in this committee.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please find your seats. Don't stand there. Find your seats. Those of you standing by the door, are you in or out? Find your seats. All right. May I yield to my colleagues that just came in to please introduce themselves?
Mr. Chairman, many colleagues, Dr. Titus, Dr. Nizam, and President Benue, Northwest Electoral, member of this committee. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Invited guest, Sunday Marshall Katun, I represent the people of Kaduna South Central District and from Kaduna State.
Okay, madam, do you have any information that this product, this iron, has been sold to anyone else?
No, it's still there.
So to the best of your...
Yes, sir. Even past half of this material we're talking about was sold to someone else, and they gave the person an account.
Okay, so it's the other half that you pay for.
Yes, sir.
So the ones you want to pay for has not been sold, it's still there.
They still there.
All right.
And they have given out their word letter already.
All right. Yeah, please.
Thank you. I'm just going to ask a few questions just to be sure that I understand very correctly. My understanding was that you are aware that some items were unserviceable at this organization,
Yes, sir.
and then you wrote to propose that you would like to buy them.
Yes, sir.
Was there an advertisement, or it was just a cold call from you? Was there a bid process that they initiated, or the process to dispose this asset, or it was a cold call from you?
No, it was a due process because there are two major
Use your mic, please. Use your mic.
The question I'm asking is this.
Yes.
Usually, if government agency wants to dispose assets, or they want to do a contract, they sometimes will advertise, invite contractors. Was there such a process, or this initiative was from you as an organization seeking to buy assets?
No, it wasn't from me or from the company.
When I say from you, I'm talking about the company, not
Was
the
there an advertisement? How did you become aware that this product was up for sale?
Yes, of course, they involved two contractors. They involved two contractors and we wrote officially to them.
You want to do that again?
They involved two contractors, myself and one other contractor.
No. The question is very simple.
Those two contractors,
How did
they
you become aware
that they wanted to
you
sell
and
this?
that contractor? Contractor is not here now. Speak for yourself.
They
How
invited,
did you become aware?
Yes, they invited us.
I think
You were invited.
Yes.
Chairman,
Okay, was that invited? Yes.
I think last time you mentioned that it was selective bidding. The process was selective. I don't know, we can't do this.
Yeah, I know we go through.
Yeah,
done a lot of
you mentioned this question was asked, and you said it was too selective.
What I want to establish is this. If there was a process and they didn't respect the outcome of the process, it's different from I made a cold call to say I'm aware that these assets are to be sold and I'm interested in buying it. If there was a process and they truncated the process, or they didn't follow the process that they advertised, is it buy it? So that we know what exactly we are dealing with here. a letter of award.
Yes, sir.
Where is it? There's no letter of award here. There's a letter of award that will be interested in seeing. What we have here is a letter. What I have here is a letter of 24 December 2019. Okay? Now, for the purpose of other Nigerians who are here, just to be sure that we are fair to all. The letter was not addressed to you. It was addressed by the ministry to its own agency. And the letter reads, and this is from the committee secretary of the ministry to National Iron Ore Mining Company, an agency of the ministry, not to you. And it says, I'm directed to refer to the above subject matter in respect of letter dated 22nd October 2019, received from Mrs. Children's Service Nigeria Limited, meaning that you have made a request to buy, requesting for the purchase of desktop iron ore constantly located in the wagons. Mrs. Children has proposed to buy desktop iron concentrate in the wagon estimated to be less than 480 tons at the rate of 3,000 naira per ton. The least amount for the desktop iron concentrate should be 3,500 and not 3,000 as priced by the company. Accordingly, I am directed to convey approval for the sale of the desktop from iron ore in the wagon to Mrs. if they are willing to buy and appropriate. Please accept the assurances of the report regards of the permanent secretary. This is from the ministry to its agency. Yeah. Was there a subsequent correspondence that would have said, based on the approval they have written, we are proposing, we are awarding this to you at 3,500 rather than 3,000 that you have proposed?
We applied initially, look at our applications before they take up that policy. We applied to them officially.
I'm sorry, sir, you're missing the point. What my colleague just pointed out is that the letter you have given us as your offer letter is an internal correspondence within the ministry. You would still have to respond, I see it's copied to you, you would still have to respond to say you are willing to accept this new price, and then the agency would accept. Do you have such an acceptance that should show that there is a potential contract between yourself and the agency? That is the question, please.
Yes. If you go to
Please, Honorable Chairman of this committee, we have a letter here written by us to the sole administrator whom the ministry addressed this approval to. Because we have a copy of the approval. It was copied to us by the ministry through the sole administrator. And then we have a letter here that is saying we accept that 3,500 per ton for the desktop iron concentrate. We have the letter there, and it is part of the evidences we filed here in this honorable report.
Madam, you know our job here is to, there are elements that will make a contract valid.
Yes.
There must be an acceptance, there must be an offer and acceptance.
Yes.
There is no letter here. All of the letters you are referring to are letters from you to the organization. There is not. If I write applications to want to join movement or any other organization, I can write series of applications. But there must be one from the organization that says, subsequent to all our correspondence, we are awarded the sale of this thing to you at 3,500. All the correspondence there, including the one you refer to here, there's none from the organization that has awarded the contract to you. All the correspondence here are from you making proposal. In fact, the letter we are just referred to here, one of them said, even due to compliance with COVID protocols and restriction of movement, our company could not proceed in 2020 with payment and evacuation. This was coming in 2022 when the previous correspondence we are having is 2019. So that when because we want to be able to call the ministry and put them to task. But everybody knows that, and before we came to the Senate, we also running business, by the way. There must be a letter awarding a contract to you before you can hold, and that letter will include even conditions. You said you wanted to pay with cash. In 2019, remittance was in place. I'm sure from 2016, 2015, there was no government organization that was taking cash for transactions. So, let's put this in context. You are aware some items have become obsolete. They want to dispose of it. And as a good businessman, you had knows to know where such things existed. You wrote to them that you are interested in buying. You proposed 3,000. Apparently, your letter was referred to the parent ministry. The parent ministry wrote internally to his own organization, not to you, that we are aware that this company wants you to buy 3,000. We would sell to them at 3,000. If they are willing to pay at 3,500, you may consider their proposals. There was nothing subsequently to say that you have accepted, and they in turn have given you a letter to say, go ahead and pay 3,500 as directed by our parent ministry. These are their candidates where you are going to pay into. From our perspective, no contract existed. But there were intentions for you to buy. And lawyer, and you are a counsel, if I'm wrong, please educate us and educate Nigerians.
Thank you, sir. There was a letter written to them. The only fear of what happened was they do not respond to us. And that is the fear why we ran here. Because we were thinking there is something within. We wrote to them, we are ready to pay that 3,500.
There was a letter you wrote to them that they also said they were no longer selling, they want to use for samples.
Thank you, sir. And that was when we begin to observe that they are willing, because they sold to
in your own view, do you think a contract existed?
We believe it exists.
Do you think all the elements of the contract have been met as a lawyer, as a legal practitioner?
No. Actually, it has not been met, but the way we started it with them, since we were dealing with the head, the superior person in the organization, so we believe we are dealing with the right people.
Yes, sir. I want to say something, sir. You know,
hold on. Mr. Waterman, before you say something, may leader here introduce himself.
Thank you, Chairman, and my colleagues. My name is Tuska. I represent Enugu West and the Senate minority. I'm a member of the committee. Thank you very much.
No, I think something. That was
Mr. Chairman, guests, representing the Southwest.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Ibrahim Khalid. I represent Kaduna Senatorial District, a member of this committee, the Vice Chairman. Thank you.
All right, go ahead. You were saying something.
What I'm saying is that in our first applications, the first application we wrote, we said 3,500. We proposed for this particular price. And when you come to this side again, you can see I'm directed to convey approval for the sale of the desktop from Paul in the one on whom they are children, if they are willing to buy at the appropriate rate. Which will now say we are willing to buy.
All right, I think the one of the issues weighing down my colleague's mind is that this whole transaction, which the letter of approval dated 24th December 2019, which you received. The next correspondence we are seeing here is January 13, 2022.
Yes. Because
So it's 2 years more or less before communication again between you and them. So the question in our minds is whether or not that time frame is not the reason why they are not dealing with you, or there's something else. But please explain to us first why you have that 2 years gap between 2019 and 2022. Yes.
Can I please add something to that? So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please, I'd like to refer you to your letter dated 20th July 2023. The letter is addressed to the FRSC, Ministry of Mines and Steel Development. In the second paragraph of this letter, you write, we therefore particularly reapplied again as a follow-up to our previous letter of application dated 5th of June 2023, in which we indicated our keen interest to purchase all the dead stock concentrates in the wagons at Itakpe. In the 5th paragraph, you go on to say, in view of this, and you're explaining the time frames, and my company's analysis of the current market rate for the sales of dead stock concentrates, we have resolved to show our readiness to purchase immediately, make payment, and evacuate the materials upon approval. We therefore propose to purchase at the rate of 10,200 naira per ton for the dead stock concentrates in all the wagons. My point, sir, is that this letter shows that you no longer hold on to the earlier possible agreement and that you are reapplying to purchase, and not just reapplying to purchase, but at a new price. So any possible agreement with the agency that came up before, you need to show us an agreement based on your subsequent letter, this letter, where the agency agrees to now sell at this price. Since your offer has been changed and updated, any agreement you had before, by this update, is now null and void. You need to show us an agreement based on this, not on the 3,500, please. Thank you.
Can I say something, please?
Go ahead. No, hold on, please, hold on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. invited guest, I am Senator Kelvin Chigbo.
Madam, I'm listening.
Distinguished Chairman, please, I still want to talk on this letter of approval. This letter of approval was issued by the ministry, yes, to the sole administrator, because that is the person who communicates with. This letter of approval indicated here that this material is sold to Chujak Services Nigeria Limited at this rate.
That's right.
And a copy was given to us concerning the approval.
Is that letter of approval with us?
Yes, sir, it's there. So this letter of approval was given to us. A copy was given to us for the sale of this desktop material we're talking about. And the subsequent letter, like you asked, there was no other correspondence to show whether we agreed to this amount. There is a correspondence letter which we also wrote to the sole administrator, because that sole administrator is the, should I say, the go-between us and the ministry. We wrote to the sole administrator, and we agreed that we're going to buy these materials at the rate of that 3,005, which the committee that was constituted to look into that material, to analyze it for the price and every other thing, wrote to us that we have been awarded, if only we can buy at this rate. We communicated the sole administrator that we are ready to buy it at that rate. So, and that letter is filed there.
The question my colleague asked is this. We are doing this exercise just to be sure that no party is unnecessarily involved.
You understand?
The question my colleague asked is, let us assume without considering that there was an issue that you wrote to accept 3,500. But there was no letter from the ministry or its agency to say, we have accepted, go ahead and take the stocks. 3 years elapsed, 2019 to 2022, 3 years after, you wrote to say because of the time that has elapsed, we are making an offer now to buy at 10,000 per ton. Not at 3,000, not at 3,500. Don't you think there's going to be any conversation? The conversation should not be subsequently based on your own offer yourself of 10,000 per ton. Was there another acceptance based on your own offer? The initial offer was from you. 3 years elapsed, nothing happened to that offer. You wrote on your own in 2023 that you are now willing to buy at 10,000 per ton. Is there a letter accepting this offer and say go ahead and pick the items and pay to this account?
Okay, sir. I just want the distinguished committee member and the entire house to be clear on this, that our offer for 3,005, or their offer to sell at 3,005, that's from the ministry. There was a subsequent letter from Chujak Services accepting that offer. I just want us to be clear on that first. Then, it is filed there, sir. It is filed there. The offer for that we are willing to buy at that rate, in which the committee was constituted, and what they said, unless we are willing to buy at 3,005, the letter is there.
Your letter of their letter of approval. I still have not seen their letter of rejection. So that is very heavy as well. I need them to be here so so we can also ask them these pertinent questions for us to come to a resolution. Because all I have here is your engagement with them. I have not seen enough engagement from them. And I have not seen any letter of rejection. I've seen the letter of offer, of acceptance of your offer. But I haven't seen the letter of rejection. Unless something else is afoot.
That is why we are here.
Let me finish. Unless something else is afoot, I must see the letter of rejection. Otherwise, the contract is still in force. But the question I'm asking you, explain to this committee these 2 years that elapsed, that there was no communication from either side. What happened?
Okay, I believe within that 2019, 2020, economic activities were shut down because of COVID.
Okay.
That's 2020.
That's right. Let's distinguish it to this subject.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, invited guests. My name is Senator Anthony Siakoyao, Senator from the South, and a member of this committee.
Thank you so much. So, the slowdown or non-existence of economic activities due to COVID is what you are saying, the reason why there wasn't that much communication. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then we instituted for communications after the COVID to pay for this the desktop iron concept.
Your new price is 10,000.
Yes, that is what
Who
we are.
gave you that price?
Sir, that is what we are saying. We opened up the communication for the previous offer, as in the offer that was given to us after the COVID. But the remitter was not given to us, the account to pay him was not given.
So after COVID, was there communication between you and them?
Yes, they were calling. Yes. We were going there. That was when I was.
No, was there a written communication, or this is all verbal? Was it all verbal or
yes,
written?
I want to.
No. Please give me a direct answer. This communication we're talking about, ma'am, of your life, was it verbal or was it in writing? If it's in writing, then we want to have it here. If it's verbal, then give us, because they need to be here.
Yes, okay.
To hear you and then counter. So was
Okay,
it verbal?
most of the communications were non-verbal. For us to come, because of this same matter, and it was on one of those occasions of us coming from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, that Mr. Chuma, one of the directors, had an unfortunate accident, a ghastly motor accident. We communicated them again that yes, we are still interested to pay that the amount for the purchase.
Which amount now?
Sir?
Which amount? Is it the 3,000 plus?
No, let me say something. Sorry, sir. Can I say something?
Yes.
Sir, this thing we are talking about.
No. I don't want history.
No, I want to say something.
Before you say something, that question should be answered.
They invited us. That's where the original what I want.
The 3,500 was the initial amount.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm reading here that you offer now 10,000.
Yes.
That's a remarkable jump.
Yes, that's what I want.
The question I'm asking you, who asked you, was that from you saying we will now pay this, or they said
No,
it's
they
a new
said,
value now?
no, they said it.
Okay,
I want to
so
clear,
now.
Yes. I want to clear something.
No,
briefly.
look, sir.
Okay.
The other people here will need to attend to.
Okay.
This new 10,000 plus that they said is the new price. Was it communicated to you in writing? It was also verbal.
Verbal.
Okay, so
Because
hold on.
Okay.
As you said that, then you now went to put this in writing to them that you are willing to pay that 10,000. that 10,000 by a letter dated 20th July 2023. Is that correct? All right. Questions? There's one question.
I think,
Please off your mic, both of you.
thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. From the letter of 12 September 2023, that was where the issue of 10,200 came. If you read it very carefully, understand that I don't know whether you took this as an approval from the ministry. However, in view of the current market rate for sales of dead stock concentrates, we propose to purchase at the rate of 10,200 naira per ton for the dead stock. The dead stock concentrate in all the one we are ready to make immediate payment about the sales of the this from this paragraph, which is very clear that there was no approval yet from the ministry at the time you were communicating. Am I correct? You are only seeking for approval then.
You understand? You understand?
I think
There's only
what if you read the letter?
Exactly. If you read it different.
If you look at it, yeah, you can read it differently.
yes.
At the beginning of the letter, they refer to the military. It's assumed that the military has approved. So what they are asking for approval is no longer approval to purchase. It's approval for the new price they have offered. That's my own understanding. So it's assumed that it has been approved. Am I correct?
Yes, yes, there's one point I want to make. They should allow me the price, then what happened?
No, you see, you see, the reason why it's difficult for me personally, I need them to sit here and listen to you. Because I asked a question. This offer, was it done in writing or was it verbal? And you answered that it was verbal. And it was upon, I don't know who your lawyer is, it was upon that verbal suggestion that you went back to put it in writing to them. I can, as a lawyer, I can see that happening here. But we must hear them. They must own up or disown what is happening here. I still also find it very fair to grilling you when they're not here. Because we also need to hear from them what happened. It wasn't one-sided. And so for us to just continue on this affair without them being here is actually not serving much of the purpose. What we are going to do is that is my colleagues agree with me. What we are going to do is to ensure that they come in the next hearing. The Muslim. That's the only way we can find resolution to this. Alright? So to continue on this, it's more or less like a monologue, because they're not here. Alright? That's why you can hold it. Where did you refuse to come? Still come, they refuse to come. Don't worry, we're going to do something about that. Alright, so for us to save your time, our time, and for the interest of justice, if my colleagues agree, we will adjourn this matter and ask to still come. We'll look for a way to make sure they come here. Because if they don't come, then we'll come to a resolution. If it's not in their favor, that's the problem. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to adjourn this and we're going to ask my clerk or the clerk of the committee to communicate to you the new date of the hearing when the state company will be here. But we'll communicate to them in very strong terms why they ought to be here and why they must be here in the next hearing. My colleagues agree. They may go ahead.
Yes.
So that will be the decision of this committee, and so this matter is adjourned that. Next.
Second case is a case between Mr. Nureni and Ayoola. On behalf of Mr. Philimon, Adesoji, Akinyoola, INEC. INEC. This is the fourth time, and none of the parties have shown.
Which case is this?
Number 2 case. Case number.
Nureni, Ayoola, Esquire.
Yes.
On behalf of the
Chigbo petition.
This is the fourth time. I'm sorry. No, that'll be here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The case of Nureni and Ayoola Esquire on behalf of Sister Philimon, Adesoji, and Akinyoola versus the Independent National Electoral Commission. The case having been mentioned for the fourth time, and both parties haven't failed to appear on this matter. The committee therefore has taken its decision to dismiss this case in its entirety. Next.
Number 3 cases. This is from Mr. Chukwudi, Nwuzor, Esquire. On behalf of Chinyere, Uromta, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Electoral.
Okay, call them to me.
I, Chukwudi, Nwuzor, Esquire, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Mrs. Chinyere, Uromta, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Call this person down.
Distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Chinyere, representing the Federal Capital Territory.
Madam, welcome to this second hearing of third.
First.
This second hearing.
The third, sir.
Yeah?
The third.
The third hearing. This third appearance.
Yes. The first couldn't hold on the 12th, then the 13th held, then this. We are here for the 12th.
All right. And in each of these occasions, the Blue Economy, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy didn't make an appearance, and they are also not here today.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware? Hello? Madam, how are you? Yeah, no, just Are you aware at all in any way, in any manner, that this case is before any court?
Sir, I'm not aware I was not given any letter.
So has any court summoned you?
No, sir.
Have you got any summons from any court?
No, sir.
I asked that because there's a letter before us. Turn off your mic. I asked that because there's a letter before us written by Federal Minister of Marine and Blue Economy.
Talk to me. No, no.
This letter is not even dated. You see that? Doesn't contain court before it. There's a letter from them stating to us that this case is in court. But the problem I have with that letter is that it doesn't have the name of the author. Neither does it have a case number. And I'm asking you are telling me you have not gotten any summons from any court to appear in reference on respect of this matter. That's fine. That's what I'm explaining. So the lady who signed that letter is the lady we are speaking to now to tell us, to provide information as to which court this matter is before and the case number of the case. All right. So what did you say? Is it a position? Okay, she just responded to the clerk that I'm bringing in court the matter, court papers, which indicates that they're in court. So what that does is that if this case is in court, we will seize jurisdiction immediately. Because, any case that is before a court of competent jurisdiction, we cannot interfere in that matter. Do you understand? Yes.
I'm not the one that went to court.
Sorry?
I'm not the one that went to court. I don't know. Just
Is that prerogative? You can go to court. Is that prerogative?
I didn't go to court.
I know. Is that prerogative to go to court?
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yes.
Just to add to what my client has said, we respect the fact that if a matter is in court, maybe the Honorable Committee, the Distinguished Committee, with due respect, is ceased from entertaining the matter. However, the present challenge at the moment, because we feel that we should be privy to the letter they wrote, we do not have a copy. Secondly, sir, maybe if they are able to furnish the Distinguished Committee with the particulars and details of that suit, we should be able to take a look at it, make conduct investigation in that regard and then advise our client appropriately.
Absolutely. You are very correct. That's what we are saying. That's why I made the call. If you heard me, I was trying to speak to somebody. This is the letter they sent to us. But the letter does not contain this pertinent information you just asked. And because of that, we're not sure if the case is properly before any court. So as they now said, they are bringing that letter to us, that they are bringing the case, going to summons to court, they're bringing it to us. But as the other side, the court or they ought to serve you of the notice of any action that they have against you. And so that you have not received that. We don't know why. But if at all that we have a case number verifiable that is before whatever court, and this is the case number for that case, we have to seize jurisdiction, we have to hands off the matter. And so not until that clarity is given to us, or we are clear of it, we will not really want to continue this matter. Yes.
Can I say something?
Okay. All right. Clark, so they are bringing it now.
Yes.
Okay. So my colleague said, because they said they are bringing it now, we will not dismiss the case. We'll step it down and wait for their letter to come. So step down, just wait for a reasonable time, and hopefully the letter will be here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks. All the best. Before the distinguished colleague is here, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Esteemed colleagues, the name is Ariremako, a senator representing the Central Secretariat District. Member of this committee.
Thank you. Sir, please call the next case.
Sorry, just to put a little bit of more clarity, even though the chairman has laid everything well, if you see, we are here for justice to be sure that the right thing is done. It is we put your petition to be heard today. So we desire to make sure that you get justice. But by our rules, any matter that is in court, we are not supposed to touch it at all. And even on the strength of the letter that is written to us, we are even supposed to completely absolve ourselves from hearing the matter until it comes to the court. The chairman is fair. He just wanted to be sure that even you, because you don't even have to preview notice that the matter has been taken to court. So just for you to know that don't feel bad about it. It's not our fault. So when the matter is got, you just be supplied with all the necessary information you need so that you can pursue justice. Even the court of law is also an area you can also get justice. You are not supposed to answer me because you are no longer seated there. So we can discuss up. Yeah.
It's a case between Mr. Ariremako, Femi, the Federal Road Safety Commission. Did the first hearing. Federal Road Safety Commission is not here. The road.
The road, can I see that?
The letter is.
Letter is good.
I, Mr. Ariremako, Femi, solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
All right. Mr. Femi, yes. Ariremako, Femi. You were, the information I have here indicates that you were before the House of Rep in the ninth Senate. I mean, 9th Assembly. What was the outcome of that hearing?
The outcome was that I was there for like 13, I appeared like 13 times. Towards the ending, they didn't come like 5 times, which made me to talk to the then chairman of the panel, Mr. Omoregie, and he said that we should do the case in my favor. So on waiting for the response of the letter to the Federal Road Safety Commission, I didn't see anything. That was April 20, 2023. Up until now,
So when I went to the new chairman, Mr. Honorable Mike Itiaba, I asked, he said that he's not the chairman. And I said, sir, I thought the government is a council. He said he's not the chairman that gave that order.
Okay, yes.
So and I said, I believe that government is a continuum. And he's standing there to represent it. So after coming, I sent my honorable to meet with him also, without no effort. That's what made me. In my letter to the committee here, I stated it there that I've been to the House of Rep, how many times, the dates, and my petition number, the ref number of the case. So my point of coming here is that I think I said it at the last statement, that I hereby solicit the Honorable Senator of the Senate and the Chairman of the public petition to implement and facilitate the judgment of the House of Rep on the 28th April 2023, to which the clerk of the House was aware of the 10th Assembly of the House Representative Chairman. Can I go on, sir? On the public petition, refused to implement the above judgment of the 28th April 2023 and the judgment was actually laid on the 6th of June 2023 in the House, only waiting for consideration up until now in no result. Thanks for acceptance. That's the last conclusion of my letter to the House, the Senate. Thank you, sir.
All right. Just give us 2 minutes. We want to. This is a very peculiar one. As you know, there is only one assembly. There's only one national assembly. Yes, we have Senate, we have House of Representatives, but we are still one. And so this matter, according to you, has been heard and resolved by the House of Representatives in the 9th Senate. We are not in the 10th Senate. You also said, if I remember, that we went to in this 10th Senate, we went to the chairman of the committee, and that's Mr. Etaba, who said that he didn't decide about that matter, and so he had nothing to do with it. It is difficult for us to start afresh. The only good thing is that the FRSC has written to us to adjourn the matter for them to appear. Right? So what we're going to do, because we cannot start it afresh. So even if FRSC were here today, we would have been talking about the compliance. But it's not even for us to do because it was heard in the House of Rep. So what we are going to do for you is to write a letter from us, from this committee, to the chairman of the House of Rep, to look at this matter and see how they can, how they can help to have it complied with, as it was their decision in the 9th Senate. I understand the handicap of the chairman there because whatever happened in the 9th Senate died in the 9th Senate. It's a new 10th Senate. And so every session is starting over, it's a new start. And so he's handicapped in that regard. But we're going to appeal to him in writing to look into it and see how we can write to FRSC. Haven't been able to go through their records to see exactly what happened. We don't have any record to look at now as to what truly ensued in that 9th Senate. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjourn. I don't want to dismiss it. We're going to adjourn and we'll follow that with a letter to House of Rep to do these things I just said. And then we will have to follow up. We'll write them, I'll give you a copy of that letter. Also copy it. And then send the letter to House of Rep. With that letter, you can follow up and you can still liaise with my clerk as to what is going on with it. Right? Still colleagues. Yeah. Right? Still colleagues?
Yeah.
Okay. So that will be the decision of this committee on this matter. So this case is adjourned same time. Next. Bring back Nureni.
Mare.
It's on this one.
They brought.
You are already on board, so we'll just continue. Now, they just sent to us a matter before the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, suit number FHC/ABJ/CS/1707/2024. And one of the respondents is Mrs. Chinyere Uromta. One quickly speak with me, actually, I don't know what the relationship is. But this matter was filed before this honorable court on the 4th day of December 2024. So the whole of January went, this, February is almost coming to an end, and you are saying that you have not been served. Councillor,
In fact,
you have not been served
at all. In fact, it's we just said about it today. We're not aware of the pendency of any suit against my client in any way at all, up until now.
Do you still go to the office?
Yes, 2 November I was in the office because when I heard this news, it was on network, on news media, on a weekend. And I went off, I was almost gone. So I was in the hospital. Then knowing the fact, I had to write to my minister, telling him that my state of health, this is what happened to me. I attached the sick to me. That is it.
That was in December, right?
Yes.
So I'm just wondering that if maybe if you are not reaching or something, I'm just going to establish why we so the value in December and you have not gotten the forms or your counsel.
I said, when I heard it, for more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was completely down. But I let the ministry know why I was not. But the doctor advised that my state of health was, because it was not a normal one, it was news, several news. People are calling me, what happened to you, that. Then I sent a notice to the minister about my state of health. Twice I went for checkup, they said, no, you are not paid. Then when I was okay, I went to Lagos. I went to my office here in Abuja, Lagos. So I was there throughout November, and I came back.
Sorry, distinguished chairman, sir.
Yes.
The court of law is a public institution.
Yes.
Anyone can access anything there.
Yes.
Distinguished chairman and distinguished members of the committee could recall that this matter came up on the 13th of December 2024. According to what I just heard now, the matter was filed on the 4th of December 2024. If this matter is in court before then, they ought to have, in good faith, informed the distinguished members of this committee that there is a tendency of this matter. The petition that gave rise to this the subject matter, our petition is dated the 11th day of November 2024. So apparently, they got wind of our petition and then quickly ran to court just to arrest whatever they intend to achieve. We understand the gimmicks, we understand the game, but it's not something where we know what to do exactly. So, may I also, with respect again, sir, apply for, maybe you can take a glance of the letter they wrote, informing the committee of the pendency of this suit and also the suit. You can just take a look at it. It will also help us to be very properly guided on this. Then we can take it off from there. I thank you, sir.
Just to confirm my understanding, you have checked and you confirm that there's a pendency, there's a suit that's pending.
No, sir. Which, as I submitted, I said that we are just hearing of the pendency of the suit today. As a lawyer, what I should do is to go and conduct investigation on the particulars of the suit as being informed to us today. If we confirm that the case is truly pending in court, we investigate to know if they have served, and then we should join issues with them if we feel we have something to say about that. What I'm just trying to inform the committee is that they acted in a very bad faith, but we will take it off from there. So we humbly apply for us to cite a copy of the letter they wrote, and then they attach the suit they filed at the Federal High Court. If you can just glance through, you can take a look at it and then take it off from there.
Thank you, Counsel. I think that I think we should situate this appropriately. The chairman of this committee had stated before, and another decision said, in fact, where the case is in court, it will be possible for us to proceed. At this stage, we don't speak of the merits of anybody's case. What we are more concerned about is whether there is a pending case. And if there is, then as a result, our hands are tied. And I was just looking at what was said. What was said is actually the memorandum of appearance of the ministry. It's the ministry, the minister, and the permanent secretary are the ones that filed a number of functional appearance and some counter affidavit to coordinating summons. Now, the difficulty, even if we do, the difficulty is that we don't even know what the claim against your client. If, for example, the claim has no relation to what she's got here, we might look at it and come back. But we've not seen that. Now, you and I know that whatever we say here, if the court comes to a decision that is different from what we said, they would have wasted our time because the judgment will be failed. So I think it's in the best interest of your client to let's have this matter subject to what the chairman thinks. Then the clerk to write to, since you are complaining against it, or you go to court, or you go and find out what exactly has happened there. And we will also, subject to what the chairman thinks, try to replace the as well as Niger license, custom, freight, whatever they call themselves, to let us have a copy of, because I can see, looking at what the ministry says, something about she was acting registrar, she wants to be substantive registrar, etc. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do, but that makes it more difficult for us to proceed with this. So you have to bear with us. Whilst we recognize your client's hardship, we also need to tread carefully.
I think the only thing to add to that is that, and just for record purposes, and also be sure that the committee is just not stepping down. The member of the committee who just spoke now is a senior advocate of Nigeria. The chairman of the committee is a senior lawyer. So if they are cancelling that our hands are tied, it's not because they don't know the law. It's because the procedure, the standing rules of the Senate, and because of the fact that it is it's only the court that have the inherent jurisdiction to hear some of these cases. And once the case is pending, also subject to the concurrence of the chairman, who provide all the details. You can go and find out of the court, of the case. You can find out if you think what is before the court is different from what is here, then you can come back and can begin to look at it. But for now, I think those are the best advices you will get.
Thank you. I heard that the freight forwarders are here. The freight forwarders. Oh, please, let me just ask you a question.
Why you ask me? Since morning, I never say anything.
Why? Were you not?
I don't know parties who are connected who are here.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Any other parties connected to this matter here? I don't know. Let it go. We don't want to. I would say so. Same thing.
I was sitting there as well from
I, Yakubu Baba, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Who do you work for?
I am the FCT chairman of ANCAS,
Of
the Association of Nigerian Custom Clearing Agents.
Nigerian
Custom Clearing Agents.
Custom Clearing Agents. Okay. There's Nigerian Association of Registered Forwarders of Nigeria. That's not you.
That's
not you. Okay. Nigerian Association of Air Freight Forwarders and Consolidators. Is that you?
No, sir, I am ANCA.
Okay. The National Council of Managing Directors of Customs License. Is that you?
No, sir.
Agents, NSML, NSMDLC. Do you do them? And then you.
Mine is ANLCA.
ANLCA.
Yes. Association of Nigerian Custom License Agents.
So you're not a party to this action.
You got an invite from this committee?
Yes, sir. My president was written to and couldn't be on ground, and I was asked to present it.
Do you have a letter that was sent to you?
Yes, sir.
Can we see that letter, please?
Yes,
You ready?
No. You because of me, I think it's the chairman. Is it correct?
Check, is there a letter? Is there a letter? Clerk.
Yes, sir.
It was addressed to whom?
This one is petitioner's letter.
Who is the petitioner? You know, I'm at loss because your association was not invited. This letter you are showing me, if you read it, there is the petitioner, all of the petitioner, and then Federal Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. That's it. So, I don't understand. Excuse me, sir. So I don't understand why you're here. So that's probably why when they called the case, you sat there because it's not related to you. All right. So we'll discharge you.
You must have a You must have reason to be here. And he said that you can actually whether you want him there.
All right. So what?
Can I say something, sir?
Yes.
Sir, the CRFFN.
No. Do you represent blue marine and blue economy?
No, sir.
Yeah, that's the, so the letter was addressed to them. So are they the one that told you about this matter?
It's the CRFFN.
It's okay. In that letter that you have CRFFN there?
Yes, sir.
In that letter that we sent?
Yes, sir.
That letter that we wrote? It was forwarded to you. It was forwarded to you. All right, so please, yes, please just step down. Step down. All right, on this matter, we have resolved, the committee has resolved as follows, that because the case is before a competent jurisdiction, we cannot continue to hear this matter. However, we are not sure of the complaint in their summons that they filed with this matter. And so your counsel has a responsibility to find out in court what it is and then advise us. If it has no nexus with this matter, then we'll bring this case back on the calendar. But if it has nexus with it, then unfortunately we cannot hear the case. So until we hear from the council, we will avail you with the case number of this matter and the courts for which it's been filed, and for you to follow up on these investigations. And whatever you find in writing, we need to get from you. That is, you can make copies of their petition before that court for us to look at the merit of it. And if we believe that it has no nexus with this case, then we'll put it back on the calendar and then the case will continue. All right? So we'll adjourn this case, still die, until we hear from you. And that will be the decision of this court. Decision of this committee. Thank you. Next.
The next matter is case between case number 5. Case between Mr. Philimon Z. James with the Federal Road Safety Commission. Philimon. Road Safety Niger.
Come on, take something.
Do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Clerk, is this the first hearing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the very first hearing. This is the first time here.
Yes, sir.
All right. FRSC, they are not here, but let us hear you. Why are you here?
Yeah. Yes, sir. My name is Philimon James. I'm here because I was terminated from my duties one time in 2005. And the reason was that I went on patrol. I was scheduled for morning duty. I went in the morning, I came back, and for the afternoon duty, I was not the one to go for that duty. But due to the problem of illness, that someone was ill, so they called me back to go and on patrol in his place. So on that fateful day, I went out with 1,000 naira, which I did not declare. So when the surveillance came, I showed them that, yes, I was not the one that should be on patrol, but I have 1,000 naira with me. So they said, where is the money? I gave it to them, 200 naira, 100 naira, then 500. The team leader collected the money, squeezed it, and threw it on top of the bonnet, snap it. That was the beginning of my problem. And when they called me at the headquarters, I explained what really happened that day, and it led to my termination of appointment. I wrote severally, about 4 times, for them to have mercy on me and look onto my case. Up to now, nothing has been done. So I decided to write to my senator to give me advice and plead on my behalf. That's why I'm here, sir.
All right. You said you didn't declare 1,000 naira.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, is that the rule of officers before they go on patrol?
Yes, sir.
When you declare money that is on them, or they are not supposed to go out at all with money? Explain to us.
Yes. If you have money, you have to declare and write the number.
Serial number of the money?
Yes, before you go out of patrol, sir.
Okay.
But that day I did not do that because I forgot to do that.
Before that day, when were you employed?
I was employed in 2001, sir.
And this incident took place in 2005?
Yes, sir.
So we were just about 4 years old in that job?
Yes, sir.
What is your rank?
Road Marshal 2.
What's your qualification?
School staff, sir.
Before that incident, how many complaints or how many, if there's any complaint they've had against you or,
no, sir.
Or query?
No, sir.
So up until that time, no query, no complaint they had against you?
Yes, sir.
So we are now in 2025. I mean,
2025.
Yes, this is 20 years after. So why did it take you 20 years to come to this committee to seek redress? Or let me ask you differently. Have you sought redress in any other forum, any courts or anywhere?
No, sir. I wrote to my former senator, but nothing was done. So I decided to rewrite again.
Yeah, but this is 20 years after.
That was in 19. Since you got this in 2020.
Yes, just say 19 years after. Even if, as a lawyer, if you come before me, is there a statute that run out of this? Statute would have run out of this. Statute limitation would have run out of this. So that is I don't know. It's but we have asked them to come, they have not come. We don't apply the strict legal rules here. When we are here, we will pretend we are not lawyers. It's not a bit of Nigeria. We pretend here that we are not lawyers because we want to deal with the case, or we are dealing with ordinary Nigerians who cannot afford a son or a senior lawyer. And so when we come, we want to deal with this, at that level. Because of that, I will confer with my colleagues. Because of that, since they are not here, we will try to get them here so that we can, if we can elicit any commitment from them. We cannot ask them to take it back. I can tell you that right away. But if there's any compensation that they can give you, yes, if there's any compensation they can give you, then we can urge them to do so. But to ask them to take it back after 19 years is not something that will be reasonable for us to distinguish.
This last 20 years, have you been working at some other job?
Yes, I'm a driver, so I was having a taxi of my own that I was using. But presently now, it's down. I cannot even fix it.
I also really am a little bothered. Why 20 years? All this time, have you written and complaining? What have you done? 20 years later, you're coming here? It doesn't make sense.
Yes, ma'am, I've been written several to FRSC to look into my case and have mercy on me, but nothing has been done.
Do you have copies of those letters?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you agree with the clerk copy of those letters? Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Philimon, James. I just need to ask you a few questions so that I can appreciate your voice. You were terminated in 2005.
Yes.
I can see from your petition that you were asked to deliver all the belongings of FRSC and go to a particular office to receive your terminal benefits if any. Were you given any terminal benefits?
No, sir.
Why not?
I don't know, sir.
Did you ask for it? Did you ask for it?
No, I was still pleading if I can be reinstated.
But it's 19 years when you, so in 19 years you didn't bother to collect your terminal benefits.
No, sir.
I find this strange. Secondly, you yourself said that normally you are supposed to declare any amounts you but you forgot. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So you admit that ordinarily you should not have any cash on you.
Yes, sir.
So how do you want us to believe you that you forgot? It's a tricky case. How do you want us to believe that you actually forgot to declare the cash? You know, one thing, anytime I come here, I tell petitioners, justice is both ways.
Yes.
For the petitioner and the person you are complaining against. You yourself said you are meant to have declared. You did not declare. You say, well, it was an oversight. There's no proof that it was an oversight. And then I find it strange that if you are unjustly cheated, and for 19 years you didn't do anything, not even collect your terminal benefit. It just doesn't add up for me. 19 years you didn't do anything. But let's wait to maybe FRSC.
Yes,
because my view is that, you know, and I don't want to circumvent you, but I hold the belief and I pray I'm wrong, that maybe if you are committed under this proviso of having money, you lose your benefit. Is that it?
No, sir. I do not.
And so why did you collect your benefit?
Sir, I was hoping.
If you have been pursuing something for 19 years, and FRSC has not changed its position, you are disobeying. Give me my money, or you go to court.
Mr. Philimon, James Philimon, you've heard what the committee position is. Your case is a little bit strange, but like I explained to you before, we try not to apply all the strict rules of the courtroom. If we were to do that, we dismiss it right away. But on the human level, we are here to help Nigerians. So on the human level, we will adjourn this case and ask FRSC to come. And in that conversation, like I said before, I don't see how we're going to ask them to take you back. That's just take that off your mind. Let's see how they can pay your compensation so that at least you are compensated for the period that you work and what you are entitled to. That will be the conclusion of this, that will be the decision of this committee. And this case, therefore, is adjourned sine die. Next.
The next case is case number 6, commission. This is the first year.
What's the other, right?
Niger Delta is not
Oath.
I, Ernest, I, Omoregie, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Swear that I will.
Mr. Omoregie, Omoregie, please tell us where you live.
Okay. Ernest, I, Omoregie from Edo State, Obiano Local Government. Sometime in August 2019, I was offered employment by the Niger Electoral Commission, and I did the documentation required at the Wood headquarters at Aba Road in Port Harcourt before they moved to the current headquarters. I did the documentation, submitted all my credentials, including certificates, local government of origin, all of that, even down to the bank account number, which was the first bank account I was meant to understand would be for salaries. And after that, because that's the documentation process I need to mention was done just in front of the then HR manager's, director of HR's office, Mr. Godwin Jaja then. There was a guy, two guys actually in front of his office. They were in charge of the documentation. So one of them attended to me. And after that time, I've not heard anything from the commission again. And to be fair to the commission, I know that after 2019, 2020, COVID set in and nobody was called. All those that did the clearance, nobody was called. The whole of 2019, the whole of 2020, we're all just hoping and praying that we'll be called. And then 2021, precisely around April, May 2021, I discovered that some of the persons that we did the documentation together were already getting calls, letters of deployment to resume. And I was still hoping that, okay, maybe they are doing it in batches, I will be called. And up to this moment, nothing happened. So initially, I started making efforts to reach the commission, paid several visits to the commission. And of course, when you go there, it's almost like impossible to gain access. But I tried severally. When I discovered that I wasn't getting any attention or feedback from the commission, I decided to put it in writing so that I can have some evidence to show that I actually wrote. So I wrote the first letter to them. Before I wrote the first letter in 2023, I actually did a petition 2022 to my then senator, but for some reasons,
Who was the senator then?
It was Senator Matthew Uromta. Then I was
when was that,
2023. So I was interfacing with one of his assistant then, Pet, a woman. So, but later on, probably I was a novice to the whole petition process, so I didn't get any acknowledgement copy. I only had what I sent to him. But when I followed up, there was this mix-up. He didn't seem to understand what I was talking about, so I left it. Then in February last year, I decided to visit the commission again to ask. Okay, I said, in 2023, I wrote to the Director of Finance and Administration, seeking to know why I have not been called and also pleading that I be deployed to resume immediately, seeing that I have completed all the required documentation. No response to that letter. So last year, I paid a visit to the current head office at Eastern Bypass, Port Harcourt. I visited the office. I actually spent like 1 week in Port Harcourt. When I saw that the first 2 days didn't yield any results, I decided to put my complaint in writing. So I wrote to the Director of Finance and Admin and copied the HR. No response was given also. I consulted a lawyer and pleading, okay, what should we do? The lawyer advised that it's not advisable to sue the company you are hoping to work with. So he decided to write a letter. He asked me, all of these letters have you written to the MD? I said no. So he wrote a letter to the MD on my behalf, pleading that I be given some audience and also look into my case. That was also not replied to till now. So I wrote that letter in February. So May last year, I decided to write a petition again through my senator, and this time I decided to follow it up after waiting for some time. I paid a visit. I came from Uyo. I came to Abuja to actually know the status of the petition since I didn't hear anything. And thankfully, I met my senator, and the issue was presented the following day. And since that was presented in October, actually, it was presented on the floor of the Senate. And then I was just called like 2 weeks ago to appear before this committee. Just to mention also that while I was searching for solution or answers as to why I've not been called, like I mentioned, some of the persons that I know that we did documentation together had already resumed. I added some details to my submissions. I had a list of names that the commission can confirm that they were employed in 2019 as well, and they have resumed. I had the names of them written there. And also, while also trying to get answers, I came across that this information that in September 21st, 2021, the immediate past chairman of this committee, distinguished Senator Akinyoola, actually presented a similar petition on behalf of 6 of his constituents, complaining of the same issue, but theirs was they didn't even allow them to do documentation. So I looked at that case, actually referenced it also. I tried to obtain the Senate's votes and proceedings online, and I copied that part out and just marked where that petition was presented on the floor of the House. And also there's a video he also made to that effect on Facebook. I also copied that where the then Minister of Niger Delta, Okon was invited, and they promised to look into those issues. So when I saw those information, I felt, okay, let me give it a try. Let me write to the Senate again. And if this issue has been addressed before, for persons that didn't even do documentation, then I probably stand a better chance of coming again. So that actually motivated me to see my submission. They have written a list of about 6 names that submitted that petition then, and also the names of some other persons that were employed in 2019 that have now resumed. So basically that's why I'm here, to seek the help of this honorable committee to help me get justice. Thank you, sir.
All right, I'm looking through your documentation for the names of these individuals.
The last 3-4 pages, sir.
Last 4 pages.
I wrote there collateral evidence. I know they're not directly related to my case, that's why I tagged them collateral evidence.
Please show me where it is. Please allow it. Do you have it in your people? This is all I have. I don't find any there.
The first page where you have collateral evidence.
That one.
It's there.
I don't have that. Do you have it? I don't have it. Where is the confirmation?
The completed documents that you submitted today.
No, some have it, some don't have it. That one,
the 15 copies I submitted today all have the documents.
Okay. Bring that back. You guys have disjointed. The first number 1 to 9, are those the ones that did documentations with you?
Yes,
Do you have the list in front of you?
Yes, I have the names.
Okay, I have
A
the
woman.
first bit from a woman, Nkoro. The last one is Linus Umo Pabio. These 9 persons, are these the ones that you did your documentation with?
Not my documentation, sir. I said persons that were employed at the same time with me in that 2019 set. So what I actually did was, this second name, Nosa Kari Ediamoya, actually know this one person, but these other persons.
No, that one, he was employed, was he employed at the same time as you?
2019, yes sir. All of these sets, 2019.
All the sets, okay, all the sets
2019, yes sir.
Yeah, 2019 employees.
Yes sir, August 2019.
And just also August 2019.
Yes sir.
August employees. And so since then, what about this, the 11, 12 to 15, who are these?
The 10 to 15 were the persons I also made.
So these other persons are now deployed?
Yes sir.
Okay.
So, like I said, those are the things that encouraged me also to.
All right, that's fine. Mr. Bush.
No, there's no response from NDDC.
Yes.
This is the first year, but let me just ask you said that in all of these engagements since 2019, you had no response from NDDC at all.
It's no response.
So you don't know the reason why you've not been allowed to resume?
No response. Even the last letter I submitted, I went to the offices myself, went to the HR office and made sure they acknowledged all my letters. And then even to the Director of Finance, because I was actually hoping for some evidence to show that since 2019 I've just been doing verbal follow-up and I needed some concrete, apart from the first letter I wrote in 2023 that wasn't responded to.
Omoregie, are you working now?
Not really working per se, I just do businesses since then.
All right.
Hoping to.
All right. Your matter is interesting, I would say, but you have enough evidence for us to want to look into this matter in depth, and we will do so. But you also agree with us that this is the first hearing, and NDDC is not here. It's only fair that we should also give them the opportunity to say, to hear their side of the story. So we will adjourn this case, and we will urge the clerk to write a strong letter to NDDC for the need for them to appear on this matter. All right, so the clerk will communicate to you in writing as to when the next sitting will be. And hopefully we'll have NDDC here so I can resolve this matter. Mr. Moore. All right, so that being the decision of this committee, we will adjourn this case and next panel.
The last matter is a case between Mr. Chigbo, College Chigbo, versus Russian immigration. This is first year. We invited the petitioner, the Diaspora Commission, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The petitioner is around. The Ministry of Commission for Foreign and for Diaspora Commission is available. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is available.
Who's available?
Diaspora Commission.
Diaspora Commission.
Okay, please sit. All right. I call it Chigbo. Do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So that is it.
I, Vanessa Libre Christian, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Engineer Dr. Sule Afobubasi, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Rose Biami, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is that your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
That's a lawyer. Okay. Just tell this committee why you're here.
Mr. Chuma.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, my name is Chigbo. I'm here because last year, April, I emailed the University of Chuma in Russia about their admission process. I got, they replied me via same email. So around June, I had a Zoom interview with them. I also had a Google Meet with them, both exams, and I qualified for the admission. They offered me an admission in June 2024. So after that, they sent me a contract form to sign, which the admission letter comes with a one-year language program, which after that I will proceed for my master's degree in international relations. So June, I signed the contract form. Then July 24th, they sent me the acceptance letter, and I made part of my tuition fee. And after that, I was sent an invitation from the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I went to the embassy here in Nigeria. They said I have to proceed to the Ministry of Education and our Foreign Affairs to legalize my document, which I did. Came back to them. I also paid for legalization fee over there. They verified and legalized my document. After that, I paid for my visa fee and attended my visa session. And to told that I was given a visa. So it was issued on the 25th of September. So on the 20th of on the 15th of October, I contacted my children and I've gotten my visa. They told me that I have to send them my flight tickets, both from Nigeria to where my school is located, and also they made an arrangement with somebody from the school to pick me up at the airport. So on the 20th, I traveled. I got to Moscow on 21st. On arrival at about 20 hours, I was quoted by the immigration. After spending some hours with them, they now called me in a room with 3 other guys, and they asked the guy where was he going. He said he was going to Russia. Like he's married to the Russian citizen, and he traveled to Africa to go and see his mother. And all of that. So they now interviewed the second woman. So now got to my turn. The immigration officer asked me, where am I going to? I said, I'm going to Chuma. He said, what am I going to? I said, I'm offered in the University of Chuma to study international relations. He said, okay, that is coming, that we should wait. So he left. After like 4 hours, they called us and some other people there again that sorry, we are not allowed to enter Russian Federation at the moment. That the airline that brought us will take responsibility. So I immediately contacted my school, informing them the development at the airport. They said okay, that they will reach out to the immigration at the airport. So they called immigration. they didn't pick their call. They emailed them, they didn't pick their call. So they said, okay, that they also reached out to our embassy over there. They reached out to our embassy. I contacted the Nigerian former ambassador to Gambia. He called the former ambassador in Russia. The ambassador now said that the only problem is happening is that there is no ambassador on ground. That the current president has withdrawn all of them, but he's going to contact the consular there. So which he did. So he said, okay, that has to be in the airport. They are calling the immigration and they refuse to reply. That I have to wait. So on Thursday, by 000 hours, they now brought me out with other Nigerians I met there that we are going back to Abuja. So upon arrival on 21st of October, I didn't set my eyes on my passport until when we landed at Abuja on the 24th. So immigration now called us that they are sorry for everything, that they didn't see any offense I committed, that they've gone through the form, the data they sent for them, that all the offenses were all new. So I took my passport and left. So through my lawyer, I wrote to them on the 29th of October that see what happened. I wrote to the Russian immigration on the 29th of October that see what happened to me at the airport, that they should please, reach out to the immigration so that I can go back to my program that I've already started. They didn't reply me. I gave them time, they didn't reply me. On the time I gave them 7 days to reply. They didn't reply. I waited for them to reach out to my senator, that's COC. So he said, okay, that I should put a petition. That's like after 3 weeks. And I wrote it, copied him. I submitted the petition on the 29th on the 19th of November. Something I've not heard from them again. So I now got a number of the officials from this executive committee that I shall appear today for the public hearing.
Thank you. Who's the senator? All right. Thank you very much. Councillor, anything you want to add?
Just to complement what he said. The whole process I was involved because we are from the same place. Even when we get money to help him and pay for the visa and also the school fees. After everything, even the family celebrated that their son is going out. And most importantly, sir, he was working with the Nigerian Navy. He has to resign because of this program. So upon everything now, everything just lied in abeyance. We wrote to them, no reply. We wrote to the school. School replied that they don't know what is wrong. But the school fees he paid, he should apply for it, that I'm going to refund him the school fees. Up to date, no reply from the Russian immigration. Look at the problem we have. Look at what happened while we denied him entry into the university. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Sir, you present what the diaspora?
Diaspora Commission.
Okay. And she also represents the diaspora commission?
Yes.
Okay, so you've heard him. Do you have anything to say by way of remedy? Because his case seems to be very direct.
Yes, thank you very much, our chairman, distinguished senator. We went through the petition that was forwarded to us, and the fact of
Who forwarded it to you?
Sorry?
Who forwarded the petition to you?
This committee, sir.
Committee, okay.
Forwarded it to the Diaspora Commission. Okay. Let me, before I say anything, apologize on behalf of my chairman, CEO, who is on another assignment and asked me to be here. We went through it. This is a consular matter that is usually under the mandate of the consular and legal department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's not a mandate issue of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission.
So repeat that again. It's not the mandate of
the Department of Consular and Legal.
The Department,
Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
The Department of Councillors?
Consular and Legal.
Oh, Consular, okay. Consular
and Legal.
And legal.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Affairs. Yes, and our chairman directed that we should forward this petition directly to the minister. Attention, the director, councillor, and legal department, which we did. And I have a copy of the acknowledgement copy of letter we sent.
Have you shared that acknowledgement with the clerk? Clerk, do you have a copy of that acknowledgement? This, can you take it now?
I've been collected for
So it's of a view that this case is should properly be before the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But we've already forwarded this petition
to them.
To them.
Okay.
Yes, that's the acknowledgement copy.
All right. Look, when I read your petition, first of all, I really have to sympathize with you for all that you went through. To have been, please turn off your mic.
Your mic.
To have gone through the admission process, paid your school fees, went through the immigration process, I mean the visa process, I granted visa, did not interview, bought a flight ticket, flew all the way to Russia, which is not a big distance. And on getting there, to be told that you cannot proceed for reasons that is still not disclosed to you. Okay. It is quite painful. And to also realize that you spent this huge amount of money to go through this process and then nothing to show for it. I can assure you that with this committee we will look deeply into it and we will try to find a solution to it. As you also know, these are consular matters. It has to be taken between, on that level, consular level between two countries. And it's only going to take the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs to intervene, but we will be liaising with them and put a little heat and pressure on them to look into this and see that we're able to bring you resolution. All right? We will adjourn this case so that we can properly now invite the Department of Consular Legal Services of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to appear in this matter. All right? So we'll discharge the Diaspora Commission from this matter completely and then focus on where it ought to be focused. And the clerk will get in touch with you at the next hearing. Hopefully it's going to be soon. All right?
Exactly as he said, this has to be addressed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, country to country. Your treatment is not just done to you, but to the country and to all of us. It's done to the nation, and so it needs to be addressed as a nation. Thank you.
So having said that, this committee will adjourn this matter sine die until the next hearing date, and we'll communicate to you when that hearing date is. Having come to the conclusion of this hearing today, this committee stand adjourned sine die. Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Senator Ernest, and I move a motion for the adjournment of this committee meeting. And I also second. I was lucky at that.